The Vaeltarii Dominion had ruled the galaxy for 12,000 years. They sat on thrones of living crystal, called themselves gods, and commanded fleets so vast that star systems trembled at their arrival. Empires rose and crumbled under their watchful gaze as they expanded their grand design across the spiral arms. Resistance was a forgotten concept, until one silent transmission drifted into their territory. Humanity has arrived. Archprimarch Zelkoth, supreme warlord of the Dominion, scoffed at the report. Another primitive race clawing at the void, he murmured. But then came whispers. Outposts annihilated in minutes. Patrols vanished without a trace. Dominion satellites left spinning, gutted and blind. Moments before the feeds went black, a single warship silhouette appeared, angular, aggressive, alien. Its name burned across fragmented code. HMS Retribution. Curiosity turned to irritation. Zelkoth dispatched a cleansing fleet of 30 warcruisers, each one the size of a moon and armed with neutron cannons that had once vaporized a continental crust in a display of power. Overkill, perhaps, but the Dominion preferred theatrics. Millions watched the broadcast. The Dominion fleet emerged from hyperspace around the dead moon Caltera Prime, where scanners placed the human warship in low orbit. The HMS Retribution drifted peacefully, dwarfed to insignificance by the Vaeltarii. Admiral Vakten broadcast his ultimatum across all frequencies. Kneel, humans. You stand before gods. On the bridge of Retribution, Captain Mara Grayson raised an eyebrow. Gods? She said dryly. Record this. She took a sip of coffee and ordered a single message transmitted back. We don't kneel. The Dominion fleet opened fire. Lances of superheated plasma streaked toward Retribution like a storm of miniature suns. Entire oceans had boiled under such barrages. Observers leaned forward, eager for the annihilation. Instead, the human ship moved, not lumbering or evasive, but with a methodical grace that physics should have rejected. Blue-white engines flared as the vessel corkscrewed through the incoming fire. Plasma bolts missed by meters, then kilometers. Dominion gunners adjusted calculations, but the human warship danced, as if it anticipated the future. The Vaeltarii grew agitated. Retribution replied with a single shot. From its ventral cannon, a lance of dark energy erupted, invisible to most sensors. It struck the lead Vaeltarii warcruiser. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the Dominion warship imploded. A perfect sphere of space twisted inwards, folding matter, energy, and screams into a point before blinking out of existence. No wreckage, no survivors, just gone. Silence swallowed the control chambers across the Dominion. Panic flickered in Zelkoth's ancient eyes. Admiral Vakten barked frantic orders. 30 Dominion vessels unleashed hell, firing everything from dark matter bombs to anti-star torpedoes. The void itself writhed with destructive energy. HMS Retribution took none of it. Its hull shimmered, covered with adaptive nanoarmor. Each Dominion volley hit a different version of the ship, another probability, another moment. Humanity's greatest secret wasn't raw firepower. It was temporal tactics. They fought half a second ahead of reality. Captain Grayson watched the Vaeltarii ships panic like beached leviathans. Send the gods our regards. The Retribution fired again. 2 more warcruisers vanished, consumed by that impossible weapon. Dominion formations broke. Massive ships turned to flee, but the human warship pursued with relentless precision. Every few seconds, another ancient throne of the Dominion winked out of existence. Live feeds broadcast the impossible defeat across the galaxy. Billions witnessed their immortal gods, begging for mercy. Humanity, a species unknown to galactic registers a year ago, had challenged an empire of millennia and shattered it with a single warship. Finally, only Admiral Vakten flagship remained, engines crippled, its hull bleeding molten alloys. He opened a channel to Retribution, desperation cracking his regal tone. What do you want? Captain Grayson's gaze was cold. For 12,000 years, you've enslaved worlds and called it destiny. Today, destiny calls itself human. She raised a hand. Retribution's final shot erased the Dominion flagship from existence. With their gods destroyed, the Vaeltarii Empire collapsed overnight. The oppressed worlds rebelled, emboldened by the legend of a tiny Terran vessel that had faced divinity, and laughed. Among the shattered thrones and burning palaces, whispers took shape. Of humanity, of vengeance, of hope. They no longer called themselves gods. They whispered a different name now. Humans.